We are live. This is the market update. Buy the dip. Did you miss the dip? Hopefully not. But if you did, you're in the right place. I'm Bill Noble. This is the market update. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, hit the like button. I am relentlessly pursuing a buy the dip strategy in crypto until further notice. Hedge funds have missed this trade, and this Department of Justice press conference today is offering a great opportunity, I think, to test whether or not big players are going to buy it sooner rather than later. Okay, let's check out who's here on the stream. Let's see. First on the stream, Bull Runner, welcome. SEO, GF, Ashton here, right? AZ Israr is here. Welcome. Dakota Moses, hello. Sinterklaus, welcome. Crypto Crazy, Crypto Funds. Wrong again. Arafat, Shizzy L. What the hell happened today? Did we get rigged by Davos? Not exactly. I'll tell you who we got rigged by. We got rigged by everybody who is going to get hosed by FTX. Lagos in the house. Joppy, Bill to the moon, right? Bit Freedom Research got caught today. I know a lot of people probably did get caught the way it traded. But don't worry, we're going to help get you straightened out. And Zoran is here from Croatia. All right, make sure you like, subscribe. Let's check out the news. So I'm sharing screen now. Hopefully you see this. Watcher Guru, just in. U.S. Fed officials expect inflation to drop to 3.5% in 2023. People, the Federal Reserve just did the pivot. And no one is paying attention. This has only got like 432 retweets. The Fed just backed off. Why? Let me tell you. This guy, Zoltan Pasar from Credit Suisse, has been saying for quite a while that the dollar is done. Meaning Russia and China are trying to position themselves to be able to trade oil in terms of either gold or another currency other than the dollar. So Saudi Arabia is saying this on board. The dollar is done in a way. Said maybe with less hyperbole, the entire dollar uptrade from last year is going to get unwound. So when the dollar index goes back below 100, you're going to have the reverse of what happened when it went above 100. When it went above 100, everyone was like, the dollar is unstoppable and crypto's going to zero. And now it's the reverse. Okay. The dollar is going to go down and stay down. And this is going to allow crypto and precious metals to potentially go absolutely parabolic. Matter of fact, in metals, it feels like July 2017. Where they could just literally take off, and I've got some silver research to back that up. In crypto, it feels a lot like early 2019, where Bitcoin reset the range from 3K to 6K. The range got reset from like 13K to 7K. It's a range reset. Is the range for Bitcoin 17 to 21? I doubt it. I think the range for Bitcoin is 34.24 or 32.24. That's right, 32K. It is absolutely possible. And if it's not possible in Bitcoin, it's definitely possible in big altcoins like Web3. We'll talk about it more. So your dip for today. Justice Department to announce major crypto enforcement. Ooh. Justice Department's going to announce everything in crypto is illegal and you can no longer trade Bitcoin. Please. The reason the Justice Department has to get involved is because the SEC, the CFTC, and Congress all had people taking money from FTX. So all of the anti-crypto regulators and legislators aren't going to be able to do a damn thing for 9 months. You won't hear from these guys for 9 months, and Gensler is done. So all these anti-crypto people are hosed. They can't do anything. And the Justice Department's big announcement is that they're closing down an illicit crypto exchange connected to Russia. This is why they dumped the market. Oh my God. When people are going to wake up tomorrow and they're going to wake up and say, you know what? I'm really not sure why they dumped the market like this. But if that was the best dip we can get, we better buy it at the market. This is part of what I'm thinking. I mean, everyone was like, we're not going to get a dip, or I'm afraid I'm not going to get a dip. And then when you get one, you're too afraid. You're too afraid. In other words, I call it the knife experience. So when you're moving from a bear market to a bull market, people are afraid that it's going to turn down and you're going to have a repeat of the bear market. And your nervous system is conditioned to that response. But what's supposed to happen, or what you have to try to make happen in your mind, is that when you get these sharp dips of things that remind you of the bear market, it's a buying opportunity, not investment advice. All right. Now, stocks down today, more than likely, concern over collapsing economic data. Remember, crypto can benefit if the dollar goes down and there's a recession. Equities is a difficult sort of equation because economic growth and earnings are a part of their mathematics. And math matters now, as the Fed is no longer printing massively, or so you think. If the Fed's saying inflation's going to 3%, that means they are not going to keep Fed funds above 4%. They just can't. They cannot keep Fed funds above 4% and expect the U.S. government to pay the interest on the debt. They just told you they capitulated, and people haven't figured this out yet. Like the algos haven't digested this yet. When the algos and people realize, oh no, it dipped and I missed it, and they did the pivot, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay, my favorite guy, DC, on Twitter, showing a graph of silver where something in the silver market, Launchpad is set. The last time we saw something like this, silver went from 50 cents, from $11 to $50. Sorry. From $11 to $50 in silver is the last time we saw stuff like this. You better be careful in precious metals. As the World Economic Forum's conference in Davos proceeds, the idea that the dollar should go on a steady, if not sharp, downtrend to unwind all of last year. So instead of crypto FUD, expect dollar FUD. So let's put this together. Dollar FUD. Okay. Regulators done. Here's BitBoy. Today I spoke with somebody connected to the FTX scandal. SEC is accountable. Goodbye, Gary. And there is another level to this story that no one knows about publicly. So let's think about it. Fed done tightening. Economy falling out of bed. Okay. Dollar FUD. Justifiable FUD. An unwind of last year's uptrade. When the dollar FUD continues, particularly at Davos, you're going to get an announcement, in my opinion, that some huge player is going to come in and buy Bitcoin. Either that or someone's going to take over Grayscale to get the Bitcoin owned by GBTC. The state of Texas today came out and said they're trying to pass legislation to allow government entities to invest in Bitcoin. Back during the bull market, the whole thing was who's the next big hedge fund player to buy Bitcoin. You can expect that to start in very short order because the regulatory risk is on pause for 9 months. If equities don't provide upside returns because of an imminent recession, where else are you going to make money? Where are you going to get upside returns? And Satoshi's vision of problems in legacy and the folly of government policies leads to a conclusion. It's time for crypto. Meanwhile, MetaMask developer Consensus to lay off more than 100 staffers. It must really suck to get inside Consensus and then get laid off. I remember this in 2018. This is the last time these guys had to cut jobs. To me, when Consensus cut in late 2018, it felt like the end of the world. And that's exactly when you get market bottoms, when it's the end of the world. When the industry that you're in gives up on the industry, capitulates, fires a whole bunch of people, the market goes straight up. Go back to the Coinbase layoff announcement. Oh my God, we're prepared for a massive extended winter. Wait, what extended winter? When I look at the Bitcoin weekly chart, I've got some major work that very simply shows there was a 1-year winter in 2018, headed into 2019, and there was a 1-year winter that started in November of last year and just ended 3 weeks ago. Winter is over. Winter is over. The crypto industry is giving up on itself. Goodbye, Gary. And no one's bullish. No one wanted to buy the dip today. Everyone was too scared. Here's how bad things are in legacy. Credit Suisse, a major investment bank, is in such trouble that they're offering to pay upfront bonuses to their top talent to keep them from leaving. So typically what happens at Wall Street firms is that, the people you want to stay, leave, and the people you want to leave, stay. Credit Suisse is in so much trouble, that they'll start paying upfront bonuses to major managing directors to keep them from leaving. I've never heard of that. Wall Street legacy is like, oh, well, you are chained to your desk, buddy. If you want your bonus, you better work hard and make us tons of money. Now they're giving people bonuses up front to keep them from leaving. Oh my God. Must be a total disaster. Dollar-denominated global order fading away, Ray Dalio. So it doesn't matter if I say these things. What matters is when the big hedge funds say these things. And these guys are going to come out of Davos and say, I'm buying Bitcoin. They're buying. You can now earn Bitcoin by playing chess on your phone. Hey, I got something for you. How about this? Web3, power to the players. Saw that on Twitter. Is anybody talking about Web3 gaming? No. The advent of AI, if you watch a movie, Ready Player One, people are going to have to figure out new and interesting ways to earn money. Because if you're doing spreadsheets for some company for a living, you're going to get replaced within 2 years, as sad as that is. As sad as that is. Let's take a look at the charts. Live TA, Ethereum. So here is your classic bull market correction. So you get the 13 top and it doesn't go down. People get frustrated. They buy on this FOMO move up. They get caught by some random event. Everybody who bought in this range between 15.19 and 16.19 probably pukes it out right into support. Meanwhile, if you look closely, on the 90-minute chart of ETH, right? So you had the initial move up in early January on the 14th, and then you had A, B, C. Textbook. Everybody sells, nobody buys, and you're left sitting down there on support going, oh no, it's going to fall apart. It's just like last year. Yeah, it's just like last year. In reverse. In reverse. I had to get loud last year. I don't have a problem getting loud. You know, as one trader I used to work with would say, if I'm wrong, I'll lose money. Bitcoin 90-minute chart, very similar. Very similar. You got the 13 top. You sort of got this upward sloping range. They dropped it and they're bringing it right back. If this is the dip, if you're a huge player and you realize that in the grand scheme of things that you got all this green and this is not a topping formation, then you could have 3 monster up days. Yeah, this is on a DeMark 10. Okay, but don't doubt that you can't have 3 more big up days. And I think Bitcoin is pulling up short of this like 22,700 area because they're just afraid. Nobody wants to buy near any type of resistance. Everybody is looking to sell. It's just fine. Everybody's looking to sell, but it's not going down, right? If everybody's looking to get out and it doesn't go down, what happens when it gaps up? You're going to have I missed it part 2. Of course, you want to take profits and pay yourself. Not saying that. What I am saying is people want to get off the train and sell this like it's a bear market uptick. Wrong. That's my opinion. All right. So we got Bart here from Amsterdam. Bubba is here. Welcome. Wrong again says the great decoupling. Right. Bart is here from Amsterdam. Ezekiel liking the market update. Looking to check in on Aave. We could do that. What do you think of the World Economic Forum, Davos, and their chosen digital assets? Okay, well, I haven't gotten the full list of their chosen digital assets. I'm assuming they're central bank digital currencies. Okay. People are going to try to tell you what you can buy. No. People are going to tell you whether you can eat meat or insects. No. People are going to tell you what health supplements to take. No. The Great Reset is them in charge. The real Great Reset is you in charge. Remember that? Governments are for the people. They don't tell the people what to do. These guys are in for a rude awakening. And someone's going to walk out the front door of Davos and say, I'm never coming back and I'm buying Bitcoin. And then it's just going to be like, forget it. Iron Alien is here doing Bitcoin reaccumulation. JP Stanley wants me to take a look at NEAR, which I'd be happy to do. Paco says, damn, I'm late. No, you're not. You're right on time. You're not too late. You're not too early. You're right on time. Right? You are right on time. SFG is here. Welcome. Welcome to the show. All right, let's take a look at NEAR. Actually, before we do that, when we take a look at NEAR, we're going to go to 89-minute charts. I've been making a living on 89-minute charts lately, and we're going to do something different. We're going to do something different and something actually kind of simple. So let's take a look at simple fib retracements. Okay, so here's what we see. So this up move in ETH, we're going to say it started at 1176. And now ETH hit 1612 and it came back to 1509. And wouldn't you know, 1509 is the 23% retracement of the move up. What is the significance of 23% retracements? When you're in equities and you see a rally, and the market cannot go past a 23% retracement, no one owns the market. meaning dip buyers are there on any dip. Now, if it does go past the 23% retracement, possibilities include 1446, that's 38%. And then, you know, if they really hammer it, it's 1343, that's 62%. So, you know, I have my opinions here, but if there's a deeper correction, that's where it goes. Now, if there's a deeper correction, okay, then, you know, people who want to be short might make some money, and people who are long may get flushed out, or you may get an opportunity to buy more. To me, 1343 feels like Christmas, particularly if the Fed just did the pivot. It just did it on Watcher Guru. So if ETH holds 1509, you have a signal from the world of equities that this thing's going to go up. Now, do I know it's going to go up? No. I was a hedge fund and I had to watch this. As I've said on multiple streams, if you're bearish and or if you lost money last year in crypto, no one can judge you. It's a black swan. I mean, as long as you tried to protect yourself and didn't leave a bunch of money on an exchange, I think you're okay. But if this market is going up and you don't have it and you miss it, you're not outperforming, forget it. You're out. Nobody is going to have tolerance for underperformance in an up market. So if ETH holds 1507, it's going to go up. Let's just look at Bitcoin. Oh, look at that. The up move started at 16.3. It stopped at 21.6. And I could probably do this all day. And it went to the 23% retracement. Now, could it go below that? Yeah. This market actually gave you a chance to get Bitcoin relatively close to 20K. 20.4. Does anybody remember that 20K is the previous all-time high? Yeah, they spent a couple of months below that. Everyone's like, oh, God, you know, if Bitcoin drops to 20K, I got to get some. Well, bro, you had 6 months. Now everyone wants it below 20. My guess is if Bitcoin falls back below 20, something might be wrong, or there might be seriously heavy profit taking or something that I'm missing, which, of course, in all humility, can happen. Of course, right? People can be wrong. But the greater risk is that people wake up in the morning and go, oh, my God, that was the dip. That was the dip. Was it scary? Yeah. I had the little thing of the Department of Justice podium saying, you know, live in 15 minutes. We're going to take all your crypto away and, you know, we're going to, you know, no more crypto for you. And I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, of course. Everyone wants the dip. Then the dip comes. And the dip is so scary, which is what I talked about on yesterday's stream. Yesterday's stream, I told all these Goldman equity stories about how when a market is coming off its lows, those dips are nasty. People want dips, but they don't want to have to deal with the psychology of being like, oh my God, this looks like the end of the world. And I bet we could just sit here and draw all day long and get the retracement levels. Okay. With Polkadot, it's the 38% retracement at 650. Okay, it's almost holding to the number on like the 89-minute chart. Now, I don't want to belabor the point. But if you get this kind of price action, where you get like these sideways back and forth, I mean, is there any difference between this and the type of action we saw here? I mean, you can't really focus in on it from looking at the chart, but Polkadot goes sideways, boom, up. Polkadot goes sideways. That's pretty violent. Yeah, that's pretty nasty. how this thing is going back and forth. That's actually Polkadot market cap. My bad. It's the same type of point, though. Same type of point. Okay, Avalanche, 89-minute. Okay, and then I'm going to switch back to DeMark because I think you're going to get the point. Okay, altcoins like the ones that mooned hit 38%. Interesting that I saw Barron's, a Wall Street Journal weekend, basically, pick up the Amazon Avalanche partnership, which in crypto seems to be getting, it was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. You know, Amazon's working with Avalanche. Okay. Well, it went from 12 to 17. I guess that moves over. Is it? Is it? Okay, let's take a look over here. Okay, going to a 4-hour chart on Solana. Okay, I'm guessing with Solana, you got like 8 hours, right? They'll sell it for like the rest of today, January 18th. And then look out. Avalanche. Avalanche has support at 14.95. If it got there, it would kind of be Christmas almost, right? The DeMark Elliott wave shows that this was the 4-wave bottom and that there's going to be a new high. So you got the big 3-wave up. This is a consolidation. And it's just like what I was showing you earlier. It just takes off. So if they can't hit Avalanche, and I don't think they're going to be able to hit Avalanche again, Avalanche is going to make a new high. Okay, same deal in near. We got 8 more hours. Let's look at a daily chart. So with this, does it look to you like maybe a retest? So the give up trade started in November 15th in near. This is near daily. So this is the bigger the base, the higher in the space. Near breaks out, comes back down, and retests where this give up trade started from. This was kind of like, you know, the death was from 2 to 1.2. And that's the base in near. Near is ETH 2.0 before ETH 2.0. Just don't have enough people developing on it. Like, do you want to give up on this the way this is trading when it breaks out and does a retest? You know, Iron Alien's talking about Solana at 1,700. I'm sorry, 1,700. At 17. I still think one of the most underrated trades out there right now could be Cardano. You look at this on a weekly chart. The 13 and the 9 bottoms were confirmed last week. So think of it this way. In Cardano, you've got like a fresh buy signal. And as your reward, after a fresh buy signal, you get what? A dip. You got a dip. You're like, wow, we got a confirmed bottom and we got a dip. Awesome. Let's do it. Galaxy Digital. Okay, so crypto stocks had this like insane parabolic run. Galaxy ran into resistance around 579. Okay, when I look at these crypto stocks, it's almost hard to fit it all on the page. So this is Mike Novogratz's fund. As you can see, today's 10% down move doesn't even register. The stock's at 5. It was at 40. I mean, no matter how I draw this, like if I draw this on Galaxy Weekly, it feels like the minimum upside target is 7. 7. Now, equities had a really horrible day. So what? You know, maybe equities have another really horrible day. I don't know. Let's look at the chart. See if there's anything to say about equities. So equities hit their 38% retracement of the move up. Maybe there's 1 or 2 days of consternation here. Maybe. Right. Meanwhile, obviously the crypto stocks were up huge, but the corrective activity like HUT 8, okay, yeah, it was down 17% today, but really all it did was fill in a gap. This is HUT 89-minute. You know, it's funny. You got more percentage volatility in the crypto stocks than you do in crypto. And if they want to take these things on like a, you know, kind of a correction trip, well, that's great. Because to be honest, there's no resistance in HUT until 4.6. So this is the daily chart. So if they want to take this stuff down, let them, right? If this is the dip and it looks ugly, it never trades good on a dip. Everyone's like, oh, a dip. How nice. No. Dips are like, oh, everyone's stopped out. Everyone's flushed. Oh, my God, this is turning. It's awful. The Justice Department's coming to get us. Everyone's getting laid off in crypto. No. That's not the focus. The focus, sadly, if there's any FUD to focus on, see if I can pull this chart up, is the fact that companies like Microsoft had to let 10,000 people go. I'm telling you right now, it's funny to go, okay, yeah, Web 2 is crumbling. I've been telling you that for a while. Right. Microsoft stock is stuck. This is the daily chart, right? They can't get the stock up. They can't grow revenue. They want to jump on ChatGPT, and at best, Silicon Valley is like they're eating each other. They can't grow revenue. The only place where there's any growth in technology, dare I say it, is crypto. Like Web 2, like some sort of Rocky Balboa fight, you know, crypto got up and punched Web 2, and now Web 2 is like stammering. Now, maybe it was AI that punched Web 2, but where are these guys going to get revenue growth from? So there were all these layoffs. And believe me, I've been at Wall Street when it contracts, and you look at these numbers and you go, oh, they laid off 5K, 10K, whatever. Listen, you get every big tech company cutting jobs in 10,000 increments. Where are these people going to go? Where are they going? Now, Jerome Powell thinks they're going to go fill in jobs at Chick-fil-A. That's actually not going to work because they won't be able to pay their credit cards or their mortgages. Matter of fact, they're not paying their credit cards now. If you look at Goldman Sachs' earnings, where their Apple credit card has got them and their CEO in trouble. So Goldman actually hasn't traded badly relative to other equities, but this little move off their earnings, people are in trouble. Now, probably the reason why Goldman hasn't gotten hammered is because the Fed is done. The Fed's done. I mean, unless Watcher Guru retracts this, this is done to me. Done. By the way, we're coming in on a new streaming software today. So if you can see me and hear me and there's no delays in the video when you watch it, or if you find a delay, please feel free to let us know. I think we're actually on my Facebook and LinkedIn as well. So welcome to anybody watching it over there. Language Trainer is here. Okay. Jashim is here talking about the Litecoin halving. And Iron Alien liked the intro better. Okay, we're actually working on a custom intro. So, but I'm glad you like the new one better. Okay. Tesla. I think for Tesla, we got to go to DeMark, to be honest. Okay, going to DeMark, we're going to look at Tesla on a 4-hour chart. Not the most bearish thing in the world, the fact that there was a correction today. You know, it still looks like the bottom is in on at least an intraday chart. You know, on a daily chart, there's probably serious resistance at 150. Let's look at a weekly. Okay, Tesla's going to need an up week to confirm that this 13 bottom is real. Now, if Tesla does make an up week, let's try it this way. If Tesla can take the beating that it took, can't you say that Tesla was the last instrument to like rationalize itself? In other words, if every risk asset on the planet got wasted, Tesla got wasted in like the last 3 months of last year, what's left to waste? There's nothing left to do but buy. So this is not investment advice, but isn't 20K Bitcoin and isn't Tesla at 128? Isn't this where Tesla was back in September of 2020? Now, maybe Tesla doesn't go back to 400, but why can't Bitcoin go to 34K? Why not? Right? Now, when we look at S&P, okay, BitBoy Al says we look and sound much better today. I appreciate that. Okay, so, you know, grotesque day in equities. Okay, it's below this moving average support, which has been an interesting pivot. But again, note what happens when people get real bearish here in November and this thing turned around and went the other way. Now, we could have a recession, but it feels like we got a Fed pivot going on. Recession, war, all of these things weigh on equities. But if they don't destroy equities and crypto stops in its tracks, what's going to happen in crypto? Okay, Enjin. Okay, so we got a lot of volume in Enjin Coin today. Previous fourth wave in Enjin is up at 50 cents. So I would expect a move to 50 cents. Everybody in a big hurry to sell. Obviously, people got a lot of gratification. You know, when you're stuck at 20-something cents and all of a sudden it's 40-something cents, you feel rich. But the fact of the matter is, this thing is destroyed. You know, I can't even put it on the chart, on the screen. Any of this stuff related to NFTs, art, like one of the best investments, I think, in a recession is art. Art and stocks are not correlated. Like, I bought some art. I bought some NFTs. I got an airdrop when ETH was at 1,200. I picked up some of this stuff because I'm like, well, I don't want to have to buy this when it's at 2,000. In dollar terms, this is too cheap. So why has everyone given up on NFTs? I mean, again, I haven't even really like dove into the subject. It's an ETH-based asset. ETH is ridiculously undervalued. Yesterday, we talked about 3,500. Enjin Coin is the same thing. Everyone's like, okay, well, last week they confirmed the bottom. Great. This week it went up and then it's a dip and now I give up. What? You give up? Stop it. There's nothing to give up on. It's just started. It just started. Why is everyone going, oh, okay, wow, guess it's going back down again? No, this is the opposite of last year. I'm going to say it until it doesn't work anymore. You know, thank God I bought more than one Austin FC shirt. Okay. Bella says we're looking good. I appreciate that. Okay. Oh, Arweave and ThorChain. Oh my God, ThorChain. ThorChain was like the box of chocolates under the bed during the bull market. Couldn't stop liking the idea of cross-chain anything. I don't know if these guys can get it together or not. There's a lot of support at $1.50, you know, and that's a really big base. I mean, 2022, I was like, oh my God, it's going to happen. And then, of course, crash, right? Like everything else. So is Rune, the bigger the base, the higher in the space? I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good story. The question is, can they execute? Arweave. Okay, looking for it here. Okay, going to have to go back to trading view. Okay, so here comes Arweave, right? Daily chart, 4 hours. Let's go to a 4-hour chart. I'm guessing right here is somewhere near the previous fourth. If not there, here. So Arweave smoked up. And I know if we play the retracement game here. So just like everything else, I'm not going to bore you. Somebody wants me to do some stream collabs with Frankie Candles. I would love to. I do Crypto Keep show. I do like his TA Thursday, I believe. So I'm going to be hanging out with Frankie and a whole bunch of other people. All right. So here's Arweave. And just like anything else, taking my time here. Why? Because everything is hanging out at either the 38% or the 23% of whatever move it made. Now, in this case, Arweave went from 2 to 10. So that's rather epic. 38% is around 8. 834 to be exact. Is this trade over? I don't know. I mean, the question is anything related to Web3 and the metaverse over, or is it just starting? All right, I'm not familiar with Crypto Savvy. I'll have to look it up. I think if you're bearish, here's how you approach it. Anybody who's bearish goes higher than normal now, only to see lower than normal later. BARC, water. Okay, so this is a part of the ecosystem that I work for. I work for Gold Retriever. The BARC is a water pricing token. State of Arizona, out of water, shutting off the tap. It's right here on my Twitter. And this is part of the story that I'm trying to tell you. Arizona town's residents resort to drastic measures after water supply is cut off. BARC is a part of a commodities ecosystem, okay, where you're going to buy the native token GLDN. That's like the money that you use to buy water, and then you'll buy the BARC token. Or people who will participate and buy water from Blu Arctic, that's the company inside this ecosystem. Even if they pay in fiat, they won't know it, but they will be participating in crypto. BARC is water. How does oil get from Saudi Arabia to France? Through the oil market. How does water get from Greenland to Arizona or to places where there are droughts? You think this is the first drought we're going to see this year? You had a weather event in California You have Arizona out of water. What about hurricane season? What about bizarre weather? Meanwhile, they're selling BARC down to the 62% retracement at 11 cents. Right? Everybody bearish, everybody out, everybody selling. Meanwhile, Arizona towns out of water. Silver about to go parabolic. Gold Retriever's got a vault full of silver and is going to come out with a digital silver token that's backed by the metals. And of course, there's this. The one chart, one sentence market update. That was the dip. So BitBoy Al is asking a good question. Where do you buy the BARC token? So the BARC token is on Uniswap. So just to be clear, if you have MetaMask, you have to have Ethereum in the MetaMask wallet. Then you go to Uniswap and you buy, you swap ETH for GLDN. Then you swap GLDN for BARC. So the money that you use to buy water is GLDN. Now you're probably wondering, why is that? Well, because GLDN BARC as a pair is not the first commodity pair that the company I work for is going to come out with. They're building a DEX. So it's going to be GLDN versus water, GLDN versus wheat. Notice the price of eggs lately? Commodity trading on the blockchain, a use case. And everybody is selling. Why is everyone selling? I mean, let me just bring Ray Dalio back up here again. Dollar-denominated global order is fading. Everyone sells. Credit Suisse can't retain talent because they've got such problems internally, and everyone is selling. The focus of the day is the Justice Department, and everyone is selling. Arizona is out of water. Arizona is out of water, and everybody is selling. When you've got a fundamental story and people's heads twisted around, that means opportunity. Dulio from Madrid is here. Okay, language trainer helping people on BARC. The thing about the Gold Retriever ecosystem that makes the Gold Retriever ecosystem is BARC. The water department, as I call them, their phone is ringing off the hook. They thought they were going to have to cold call people. People are calling them. We can't find big enough transportation devices to put the water in. Arizona is the only place on the planet that's out of water. I'm pretty sure up here that says ABC News. Now, forget about the BARC story. What's going on with BARC is the same thing that's going on with the rest of crypto. Why is everybody selling crypto? Like this guy, Dalio, he has called absolutely everything in the last 2 years. COVID came out. He told you the normal deflationary environment that we were in, over. Inflation was back. Shorted U.S. bonds and the yen. Let's check to see how he did. Little P&L. People seem to like Wall Street stories. Let's do a Wall Street story from last year. Okay, here's long bonds weekly. Here's Ray Dalio getting short. Right here. The yen weekly. Here's Ray Dalio getting short the yen. Huge move. So let me ask you something. What happens when a Ray Dalio of the world comes in and buys crypto? I mean, from a risk-reward standpoint, if you got involved in crypto at whatever the current prices you're listening to, what's a big move these days in crypto? 5%? If you got a dip and risked 5%, not investment advice, and you did not get stopped out. So I'm not talking about buying at the end of an up move. If you buy a down move and you put the stop 5% below where you bought it, not even talking about chart points, although there are some decent chart points that we've gone over in this stream and the last, and you don't get stopped out, what does that tell you? Right? That means you can buy the dip and make money. Okay. Nevin is here. Welcome. Right. Steve J is noticing that total 2 looks pretty good. Total 2 is total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. So it's kind of like the Ethereum layer 1 world. So let's try to draw some fib speed resistance lines, some modest ones, and see what we get. Okay. So what was happening in total 2 is that, okay, there's resistance at 500 billion. Just label this for the stream. There's resistance at 500 billion. So for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, they have been selling altcoins at this level. Meanwhile, the whole FTX down trade didn't begin until 600 billion. So we're at 520, and really to unwind the entire FTX trade, you'd have to get to 600 billion. Now, it's cool that there's a fib speed line that, yes, this was the point. This diagonal line, it turns out, was the point where, the giant failure happened, the final capitulation. They've been selling for 5 days. We walk in here tomorrow, it's not down. That tells you something. If it is down, oh well, we'll find a new point to buy. But the fact that everybody is selling with this out there, Russian exporters want to get paid in gold for oil. And don't forget, what did I do with Watcher Guru? Okay, lost Watcher Guru. The Fed has pivoted. You have a Fed pivot, and everyone is laying everybody off in crypto. Okay, that's 100 messages in the Restream chat. We appreciate you. Let's sum it up. The Fed, I'm going to share one more time. This is the Fed pivot. Wasn't it in your mind that when the Fed pivoted, we would just all go, oh my God, let's go higher. Isn't this great? No, everyone's selling. Was some of this priced in? That's what some people will say. Bitcoin at 20K, what's priced in? 2017. 2017, Bitcoin was at 20K. That's what's priced into Bitcoin. The Federal Reserve cannot keep Fed funds above 4.5%, period. So that's bullish crypto. I'll be here tomorrow. Let us know in the comments below whether you like the stream, if there's altcoins you want us to look at, and how the audio and video sounded. So we will